Hi, I'm Natalie Stahlbaum, and today we are going to talk about what a sentence is and what a sentence is made up of and how these sentences are read and also how these sentences can make up paragraphs. And so today we are going to be learning that through a book called I Want to Be a Doctor by Laura Driscoll, and it's illustrated by Catalina Echeverry. And so throughout this book, there are many sentences and many paragraphs that are built of sentences. And so we need to be trained and taught on how to read sentences so we are able to get through these books. And so there are certain key factors of a sentence. And so if we want to find just any page, we can turn to this one. And on this page, it says, we go to another part of the hospital. An x-ray machine takes a picture of Jack's foot. And so when we look at a sentence, we need to point out some features that show that it is a sentence. And so sentences always start with a capital letter. And so in this sentence, we go to another part of the hospital. The sentence starts with a capital W for we. And so it also ends with an punctuation point. And so for this one, it's a period. And so there's different types of sentences that have different types of punctuation. And so when a sentence ends with an exclamation point, it means that that the sentence, whatever the person is saying, they're excited or they just really want to express what they're trying to say very loudly, or it can be any type of context. And so when we do read these sentences, we also need to make sure that we're reading them from left to right. And so in this sentence, we don't read hospital, the of, part another to go we. That doesn't make sense. And so we need to read them. We go to another part of the hospital. And so we need to read left to right. But we're also not reading from the bottom of the page to the top of the page. So we need to read top to bottom. And so now that we know what a sentence is, so a sentence is basically a bunch of words put together so that we are able to get our point across. And so a sentence here, we go to another part of the hospital, is just telling us that the person who is ever in this hospital, we have to go to, and so we are going, so that is our verb and our predicate. And then we have another part of the hospital. So it tells us where we're going, who we are, what we're doing, and where we're going. And so that is a sentence. And so now that we know what sentences are, we are able to understand how to make paragraphs. And so a paragraph is a bunch of sentences put together in order to make a understanding, just so that there's more than just one sentence in a paragraph. There's normally a full paragraph is normally 5 sentences, but in this easy reading book, a paragraph is normally 2 to 3 sentences. And so in this one, we have 2 sentences over here, but over here we have 5. And so on this one, after we go to another part of the hospital, there is an x-ray machine takes a picture of Jack's foot. And so when we put these sentences together, they are making a paragraph in this book. And so we also see how in this sentence, going along with our first one, how it also starts with a capital letter for and it ends in a period. But we also see in this sentence that x-ray is the X is capitalized. And it might be very confusing as to why it's capitalized. And sometimes there are words in sentences that are capitalized because they have a special meaning. So x-ray is capitalized because it is a special type of tool that doctors use to get pictures of bones in your body. And then we also see Jack is also capitalized as well because Jack is a person and we need to capitalize his name. And so that is how we read sentences, what sentences are, how we can find features of sentences, and just how steps to learning how to read a sentence and steps on how to distinguish a sentence in a paragraph.